Today on the channel, we've got 4 of 5 of the Aerialbot team. We've got Fireflight on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? Way I Got It Figured back with another Transformers Age of the Primes review. This time we've got the Aerialbot Flying Menace Fireflight. I picked up Fireflight at a store called All Time Toys in Carroll County, Maryland. They got him in early, but he has started showing up in Walmarts, so even locally here, so be on the lookout for that. Fireflight, one of the Aerialbots, my favorite combiner team of all time since 1986. I still own, the G1 Superion with the box and everything. I love Superion. I know why, but I just have it's one of my guys. So we got Fireflight here out of the package already. I think I'm going to start doing reviews where the guys are already out of the package because I have a large backlog of toys that I can't open until I do reviews, and it bothers me. It's bothered me for years, but I was sort of committed to doing it a certain way, whereas now I'm sort of like it's my channel, and I don't really get anything out of this other than I just like to do it. So, I'm going to do it kind of the way I want to do it. I'm going to take the pressure off of myself because all you do when you don't is stress yourself out. And I don't want to stress myself out. All right, look at that Fireflight's box. We got some nice Marcelo Martir artwork, Fireflight. Some primes on the side. Superion on the other side. And Fireflight in both modes with 17 steps to conversion. So we're going to get into some specifics with him. Some things I like, some things I don't. But we're going to do that coming up next. All right, so Fireflight is in robot mode. That's how it comes in the package, of course. And what we're going to do, I'm going to explain kind of what's going on with him, what makes him different than Slingshot. At first, I felt like he was sort of like the odd man out, and in a way, he is. The breakdown of the Stunticons, the breakdown of the Aerialbots, if you will. But there's a couple of things you could do to make him on his own a little bit, and I'm already doing one of them, as you can see. So I gave him, at least temporarily, he's using Mixmaster's pistol. The reason why I gave him Mixmaster's pistol is because he comes with the same weapons as Slingshot. And all the Aerialbots, of course, have their own weapons. Slingshot is, Mixmaster is in Devastator form. I do have a second Mixmaster, but I have to open it. It's not opened. So he's using that as long as he's an Aerialbot, in robot mode, he's going to be using a different weapon. I think having them with the same weapons sucks. I don't like that. And considering that Hasbro did do things to this figure, I don't understand why they couldn't have just given him his own guns. I really do kind of take issue with that. And I'll get into it here in a second. So, Slingshot and Fireflight share robot mode parts. Besides the head, all of the robot mode parts are 100% the same parts, just cast in different colors, and paint apps here and there are different, of course. It is the jet modes where the differences come in. So you have a different cockpit This is not the same cockpit as Slingshots. It's not the same cockpit as anybody's. It's not the same cockpit as Skydive or Air Raid. And even though I've got these guns on here, the wings are not the same as Slingshot. And so, just so you don't think that I'm just telling you that, here's Slingshot in jet mode, and the wings are different. And the cockpit is different. You can see that here. So, with him sharing the engineering body, but not all the same jet parts, it perplexes me as to why he has to come with the exact same twin mortar cannons that Slingshot came with. Air Raid and Skydive share the same engineering, virtually the same thing, but Skydive has his own guns. He doesn't have the same guns as Air Raid. So that's kind of where they decided to cheap out, is like on the guns. It seems like a weird way to go. But all the Aerialbots have always had their own guns, and in my collection, they will always have their own guns. And truthfully, I don't even like the idea of them dual wielding, but I get it. They're not going to have missiles or something. You can't have one gun sitting on one wing. That's not going to look right. So I understand why they come with two guns. But the Aerialbots did not dual wield. The Stunticons didn't dual wield either. But this works. He can hold the gun. It takes a blast effect, and so I'm pretty happy with it. So next up, real quick, we're going to get him transformed into jet mode. Be right back. All right, so we got Fireflight in vehicle mode, and he is pretty cool. Approximation of a F4 Phantom. He is, again, not the exact same as Slingshot. Similar, but not the same. I don't want to really go too much into it, but they got the same guns on the bottom, which is my big gripe. They got the same guns, but they are not, in fact, the same. And so I think that's what makes it acceptable. They're not the exact same. They do just have distinctions between each other. We're going to get Fireflight transformed back into robot mode and do some comparisons. All right, for comparisons, should be obvious. We're going to have the rest of the Aerialbot team. And of course, they look pretty cool together. Nice to have all five. We still got to do Skydive's review, and then we'll do a Superior Arm review following that, just like we did with Devastator. So be on the lookout for that. All right, that'll do it for this one. I'm going to move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on Transformers Age of the Primes Aerialbot Fireflight. Hey, I'm happy to get him. He's 4 or 5. Of course, we have 5 of 5, as you've seen. And Aerialbot's being my favorite, he was always going to be a guy that was number 1 with a bullet. I do like that, unlike Breakdown, he is a little bit more unique than even Breakdown was. It's hard to explain. The Aerialbots are using the same engineering, but they have made them different enough via paint apps and different jet parts for each character that stand on their own. And I do like how they did that. The only place they fell down with Fireflight, making him, I guess, the quote-unquote cheapest one, is that he has the same weapons as Slingshot. I do think that's kind of poor. I'm not in love with that. but I've, come up with a pretty cool compromise in my opinion, and that's how we're gonna roll. So, given all of that, I'm gonna give Fireflight the way I got to figure rank of 8. He's still a must-have figure if you're gonna complete Superion. I just think they could have just gave him his own guns. I mean, that's all they really had to do. So there's that. So as I said, we'll be doing a skydive review. Next, I've actually preempted Onyx Prime's review for these Aerialbot guys that I got afterwards. So Onyx Prime will be coming up as well. And of course, Superion. And then we still got guys after that. Transformers is my number one thing. And so I always try to prioritize those videos. So be on the lookout for more Aerialbots, more Transformers in general. And that's all I got to say about that. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. We've got more Transformers coming. We've got G.I. Joe Classified series. We've got Marvel Legends. We've got Storm Collectibles, Street Fighter. We've got Jada Toys, Street Fighter. We got a lot of stuff. So, the content's going to be flowing for a while. And hopefully I'll get back to some stop motions here at some point in the near future. It's actually kind of hurts me that I'm not able to do it like I was. I want to get back to it before I get too far out of practice. Anyway, enough about my problems. See everybody on the next video. Happy collecting. Stay safe. Peace.
The way I got it figured.